Rabosai, so Baruch Hashem, today was the official publication of Tekanos Hashavim. Okay. And so making a shtickle soon, so over here, and I'm going to make a shechiano. The Chasam Sofer says when you put out a sefer, it's roy to make shechiano, and l'rav for the milsa, you should do it on a free. These are shechiano. These what are they called? Nectarines. Okay. So. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei brei. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shechianu v'kimanu v'gianu l'zman hazeh. I just want to speak for a minute. There's whiskey in the cupboard. Okay, take it out. So here, in this very corner over here, about what was it, a few months ago? Oh no, it was in Tammuz. So it must have been like Tammuz. Not Tammuz. Tavis, Shvat. So in Shvat, I was sitting over there, and 2 weeks after my knee surgery, and the doctors told me after the knee surgery, the worst possible thing is that you could take a bang on your knee. So it collapsed. The chairs. I was sitting on one of these nice black Keter chairs, and it just collapsed, and I fell straight onto the knee. And for 1 second, I thought I just gave my 1,800 year. No, it's actually like 3,500 share. I'm thanking Hashem when things look bad. I think, you know what? Maybe it's all wrong. Maybe everything isn't good. Maybe bad things do happen. That crossed my mind for 1 second, and that was Miss Gaber. I said, you know what? There must be something good that's coming out of that. And Baruch Hashem, it was fine. Anyway, so Baruch Hashem, at the beginning of the week, was it the beginning of the week? Oh no, it was Thursday, last Thursday, a week ago. So finally, after it's like 5 years, including writing, and then it was about to come out, and they banned it for a year because it was too risque. Then the world got so risque that it wasn't risque anymore, so they took off the ban. Anyway, and then the publishing, every day for like 2 months, they said, it's coming out today, it's coming out today. Okay, so finally I got it, and like I was opening the box, like such a big simcha, unbelievable. And I opened it up, and because it was delayed, so there's a yid in America whose name is Berkovich, and he gives money for the publication of Sfarim. It's just like basically 2 Tanayim. You have to put a dedication in front and the back. I did that, and on the cover it has the name Maduris Berkovich, right? So I open up the box, and lo and behold, and expecting to pull it out, and lo and behold, it doesn't say Maduris Berkovich, right? And so the whole paying for the sefer is contingent on that, and it's already published. It's like, what are we supposed to do? So at that moment, I thought, this is bad. There is not possible there could be even an iota of any goodness in this thing, right? Here, I got someone to pay for the sefer, right? And all we have to do is put Maduris Berkovich. It's cost them no extra. The stamp they have to make anyway. So you add a little part of the stamp, and they didn't do it, right? I asked them 10 times. I called them up. I sent them an email how it's supposed to look. I went down and asked them, and they didn't do it. Like, how could that be? There's no way this could be good at all. Anyway, so I did a little research. I found out that there's a store which they do for bar mitzvahs. They make, the beer konim and stuff, and they stamp them. So I went to that store, and we said, okay, we made it. We made up. It wasn't too expensive. Hopefully they're going to pay for it, the publisher. And okay, I said, but I need 10 copies to send to America, to the publisher, to the person who's paying for it. Anyway, the Sanal and I go over there, and I decided, I'm going to put a thank you note together with this farm, right? Can you just tell me how to spell his name? So, he's reading off the name, and I realized not only they didn't write it on the cover, but they also spelled the name wrong. So what I realized is, had they put it on the cover, it would have been the wrong spelling, and it would look really stupid, But with 3 vowels, Berkovich, it's Berkovich, So Baruch Hashem, because they didn't put it on the cover, so now I'm able to do it afterwards, and saved the whole thing. But had they put on the cover, it would have been too late. You can't take it off. What? It's come out undiscernible. It's like in microscopic. It's microscopic print somewhere else, in Safer. But the point is that I realized that God is so smart. Yeah, God is so smart. We say, "God la rakom." It's my favorite line of Psukim Zemer. Now, what does it mean? God is very great. L'tfunaso ein mispar, which means if someone's really smart, yeah, their IQ is 200 apparently, right? But what's God's IQ? Ein mispar. It's infinite. God's IQ is infinite. And if you think that something is bad, it's just because you haven't seen the good in it yet, right? But without exception, nothing ever happens ever, yeah, that there's no good in it. And it's just you haven't seen it yet, right? So this was really a big chizuk for me, that something which I thought, it's not possible there could be any good coming out of this. This is terrible, And Hashem shows, no, it's not so terrible. Right? I told you the story, I think. I was in Lawrence, and someone invited me for Shabbos, and they weren't home. Yeah, they weren't home. And so, I'm perplexed. How could this be? I go 4 doors down. I knock on the door. The Baal Sabai says, we don't take collectors on Shabbos. I said, I'm not collecting. I just need a Suda. I walk in. The guy at the table, there's a guest there. The guy said, oh, I just decided a couple of minutes ago that the next worthy cause that comes to my hands, I have a lot of tzaras, I'm going to give him $20,000. Something like, I'm banging on the door of this guy's house. I want to come in. And this guy wants, but God says, no, I want to have $20,000. Do you want it? So the Zohar says the cloud, the worse it looks, the better it is. Yeah? And the reason for that is choshech is a mastir of or, right? If you have a little bit of or, you need a little bit of choshech. If you have a lot of or, you need a lot of choshech. So if things in your life look really, really bad, that means it's incredibly good. Yeah, that's the Nokanai Klala B'Yotcha, and Baruch Hashem is a big simcha for me. It's close to 100 shuvas in Even Ezer. We learned it here on the Friday call for a number of years, and Bezrat Hashem, I'm going to be putting out in hopefully not so far future. We'll see how that transpires on Or Chaim. It's I have to tell everybody one thing, is that, I don't know, it was about 10 years ago, I think the first one came out, and we were having girls for us for Shabbos from a seminary called Sharim, and they started asking me questions, and I saw like nobody talks about these questions, not too many people, almost nobody, and I said, you know what, I'm going to take that as my chiluk, and I started getting more questions, and as we were learning, different questions came up, and Baruch Hashem, the first volume came out on Dalet Chelgi Shulchan Aruch. Afterwards, I said, there's so many questions. We could do on every single siman in Shulchan Aruch almost, questions that are nogea to Bali Tshuva. And so we put out on Yeridei Gimel, and now Even Ezer. And I really found when I did this, like, Chelki B'Torah. I really found that this is Stam writing Tshuva is something which I find a very big shipuk from. But Chelki B'Torah for many, many, many different reasons, as you could see, read for yourself in the Hakdama to the previous round. But the moment you find your chelik in Torah, right, your life is completely different, because Hashem gave every single Jew a chelik in Torah, and it's your responsibility. It's your obligation and responsibility, but schos to find that chelik and to bring it out into this world. On Lag BaOmer, there's a big celebration. They light fires, and why is that? Because there was a very deep part of the Zohar that was revealed on the day Rav Shimon died, which is Lag BaOmer, which is called the Idrizuta. And had Rav Shimon Bar Yochai not revealed that, he wouldn't have had the same simcha in Olam Haba as he had after revealing it. When the chus to be megal your chelik of Torah in the world is a very, very big chus, and you can only find it if you look for it, And it's not so hard to find, because the Maharsha says, "Einam lomed el makom shli b'chavetz." A person what you really enjoy and like and connect to, says the Maharsha, that's your chelik in Torah, right? So everyone should look for something which they really, really connect to, and to write a safe on it is obviously a very good way to do that. Give shirim on it, learn it, bring it out as much as you can, and that's really a very, very great accomplishment. I don't use that word. It's bringing your tafkid in the world to the light. And the chelik of Torah that you have, that's a special gift. The disciple says that if you have Kedushin, write them down. It's Gezel. It's Gezel from Klal Yisrael. So Hashem gave every single person a special chelik in Torah. And if you don't megal that to Klal Yisrael, that's a beginning of Gezel. So everyone should be zocha, and of course, writing tshuvas, that's the best, because this form. I write here in the Sefer actually. There's four Mahalachim and Limud. There's Gemara Biyan, Bakar Bekias, Halacha Biyan, Halacha Bekias, and the right one is Halacha Biyan. Yeah, the right one. Yeah, the right one for me at least. But I hope for everyone here else. And if you could, the big mile of writing a tshuva is that it forces you. You have no choice. You have to look. You have to go in. You have to go deeper. And Bezrat Hashem, if you do that, then that's called Ad Shiado Magas. Ramoshan is Aktama Tigris Moshe. He writes, and I think he was writing Rabbi to Rav Chaim Greenblatt. He says that a Rav has to go and Ad Shiado Magas. Ad Shiado Magas means as deep as you go into an Indian, right? And the depth is infinite, right? But each person has a koyach, lefi his sharish neshama, and lefi who he is, to go very, very deep. And B'ezrat Hashem, we should always zocha to get to the deepest depths of Torah that we can, and all these matzliach. Everyone should be zocha to be motzi svarim and motzi talmidim, which are like svarim, better than svarim in some ways. And B'ezrat Hashem will be zocha to our chelik and to our main interest. Okay.